guys, it's Lindsay and welcome back to Blushing Pink Stitches. Today is Sunday the 2nd of July and this is a Flosstube number 35? Yeah, 35. So I want to say welcome back to everybody who is returning, and welcome if you are new. If you're just finding my video for the first time, I hope you really enjoy it and you stick around for more content. I never say this, but this is a channel about cross stitch. I mean, you're about to discover that. I've got lots to talk to you about today, hence the title of the video. I'm going to start with my sort of most exciting announcement and then talk about my whips and talk about my plans for Christmas in July, including doing a bit of a stash dive. I am sitting down to film this video today, and then straight afterwards I'm going to be filming my mid-year whip parade. So that will be the next video that goes up on my channel. I think probably I'll put it up a few days later than this one, like something along those lines. So watch out for that. So yeah, I am going to be sitting here and filming for a little while, but that's okay. Yeah, so I think we're just going to get into it. So I want to start with my exciting announcement. So if you follow me on Instagram or on my Etsy shop, then you will already know about this, but just in case you don't, I will leave my Instagram handle down below. It's the same as my channel name, so it's Blushing Pink Stitches. And my Etsy shop is also linked in the description box. So this is my Hello Summer pattern. So I designed one that was exactly like this for for springtime, and that came out in the spring. And then on the first day of summer I launched Hello Summer, so on the 21st of June this came out. So this is available in my Etsy shop now, so just to give you a bit of a closer look. It's got some lovely summer motifs on it. So we've got some sort of a hydrangea design, we've got the beach, we've got some sunflowers, some bees in a hive, some strawberries, and the ocean and a sunset. So I am really pleased with how this turned out. It's slightly bigger width-wise than Hello Spring because the two M's are bigger letters basically. So this is 174 by 59. So on 14 count, the finished design would measure 12.4 inches by 4.2 inches. So just slightly wider than Hello Spring. But yeah, so I did start stitching it. And I started model stitching it before it came out, and then I posted my progress sort of when I launched the pattern. So this is where I'm at so far. Let's put this behind. Sort of see. I'm stitching this on 28 count even weave, and this is where we're at. So I've completed 3 of the letters. So you've got the R, what's that underneath there? Oh, it's just a bit of thread that's hanging down. I'll have to deal with that later. The E with the strawberries and the M with the bees, and then I'm just working on the second M. So I started in the middle with this M here. This is a super quick stitch, so you can do a letter in a day, or depending on how much time you've got, or a couple of days. Yeah, really looking forward to continuing on with that. So I do want to make some more progress on that in July, and hopefully finish it off in July. We'll see, because I have yeah, I'm thinking I might dedicate a few days to it, and then get it done. I also have launched my summer floss drops on my Instagram at the same time. So there's 6 different designs in here. So we've got these lovely purple flowers and a butterfly, a sunflower, ice cream, you've got watermelon, and then a beachy scene, and then lastly, here we go, and some pink flowers and a bee. So they're available in my Etsy shop now. You can order those in 2 different card weights. So these ones are the 210 GSM, so they're a little bit thinner, but they're still they still hold up really well. And then you can also order them in 300 GSM, and obviously that's a bit thicker card. I also launched some cherry blossom sort of oriental floss drops in my shop, so they're available now as well. I don't have those to hand at the moment. Yeah, so they're available now too. So please do go and check out the shop. You can check out the new pattern. I'll do a little bit more shop talk later on. So let's put that one down here. Then we'll move on to my other whips. So I continued with alternating between spinning my wheels for my whips and doing some new starts. And I've sort of reached a point now where I'm slowing down on the starts and just concentrating more on my whips, which is lovely. So one of the whips that I spun was Winter Montage by Janet Stewart, and this is a Pain-Free Crafts chart. So not particularly the season for it, but I put all of the montages on my whip wheel, and if they come up then it's fine. So I did, just look in my planner, I did 610 stitches on this one. And just look at where we're at percentage wise. So we're at 2.49% now. I do really enjoy working on these montage patterns. I think I've said before, they're not necessarily my art style. I wouldn't have picked it up ordinarily, but yeah, I really do like them. So this is where we're at now. So you can see that some of the berries have started coming down here. I'm just finishing off the bottom of this first page. And pages on Pain-Free Crafts patterns are a lot smaller than Hayes. So yeah, we got to use some red colours this time around. And that was really lovely. So yeah, filled in a lot more of this background and then started to get some of the berries come in, which was really lovely. So that's where we're at with that one so far. My full coverage is I'm stitching on 25 count even weave, so that's what that is. And for this one I am using my winter floss drops. So I have 2 designs in the shop, and you've got sort of like hot chocolate and wintry plants, and then you've got the frosted berries ones. So the ones that I'm using in here, I can't remember if some of them are 300 GSM. This one is, so you can see it's a lot sturdier. So yeah, they are also available in the shop. So that's Winter Montage. What is going to be next? Then I started something new. So this is, I showed this as a piece of haul last time, or the fabric for it anyway. This is Disney characters. I'm not going to mention the seller because I'm not sure of the licensing for this one. It's a pattern I've had in my stash for ages. But yeah, it's a massive pattern, so it's basically what Haid was classed as a supersize. So for this one, I stitched 1,567 stitches, and just flick through on my pattern keeper. I am at 0.22%, but actually what's coming in, you can already see something coming in, which is just lovely. So, and this is where we're at on this one so far. This is Mickey's ear. And this is his eye here. So we are actually getting some good detail come in for this one already. It was lots of browns, so you can see the colour palette so far. Browns and beiges and some yellows and greens. But it was really, really enjoyable. So yeah, I'm not going to undo this piece of fabric, but you can imagine the size of it. So yeah, I really enjoyed starting that one. And I know there will be some people who sort of think, oh, you know, it's a lot that you're already stitching a lot of supersize full coverages, and you have more in your stash, and I do have more in my stash. But I'm not really worried about, you know, oh, you're never going to finish everything. But I'm enjoying the process, so it doesn't particularly bother me. I would like to finish some stuff, but I'm enjoying what I'm doing, and I think there's nothing wrong with that. So if I don't finish everything in my lifetime, then that's fine. This really does need to go in a bigger bag. I'm gonna have to like squash this piece of paper in. Okay, we might find a bigger project bag for that one. Okay, then I worked on another whip. So I worked on Touch of Magic by Caterpillar Cross Stitch, and I'm going to put a picture on the screen here of the finished pattern because it was a mystery stitch along last year, and so I don't have like a printed finished copy of it. So this is a kit, and it came with I think it's 14 count grey Ada and then all of the floss that you needed on floss cards. And I basically completed section 3 this time around. So that was the Witch's Hat, Wicked Witch, these two little stars, the moon, this star up here, full moon, bright, and then this bat. So yeah, that took me, I worked on that for 3 days. And the third day was a work day. And basically I just had this moon to finish. And I stitched the moon, and after that I had to go to bed. It was a pretty pathetic evening, but you know, I got done what I needed to get done. So this is what this is looking like so far. So I've just got sections 4 and 5 to do. And I had a quick look at what those sections are like. And I think really this second section that I stitched here was like the bulk of the stitching. That's kind of how I feel about it. Yeah, looking really good. It might be nice to finish that before Halloween, but if I don't, then I don't. Okay, and then for the last few days, I have been working, again, I spun another whip, and Raven came up by Nora Corbett. So, and I've had 2 Halloween whips in a row. I started this, well, on the 1st of January, and then restarted it in February for Fancy Lady February. And I've worked on it a few times this year so far. This is stitched on a piece of 28 count linen by Coffee Craft Fabric. She doesn't name her fabrics. I picked it up at the January Essex Stitchy Day. This is where we're at so far. So I'm going to just give you a bit of a closer look. So this is where I got up to. So this time around I stitched her bodice here and sort of came down a bit with her dress. This sort of like sticky out bit of her dress here, and then I stitched the moon and a couple, this bat here, and put some bat stitch on a couple of the other bats, because I realised that the back stitch for the bats has to be 2 strands, so I might as well have just done it when I was stitching these ones. So the moon is the top of the pattern, so it's not going to be any taller than that, but that's where we're at with that one so far. It's looking really good. I do think the Nora Corbett patterns are a good introduction into fancy ladies because they are smaller than Mirabilia's. I can't really comment on Bella Filipinas. I haven't started stitching one of those yet, but they are a good introduction. They also don't have faces, so you don't really need to worry about sort of getting the back stitch on the face right. I think I'm right in saying all of the Nora Corbetts don't have faces. I mean, correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, but I know a lot of the ones that I've seen don't. So, yes, that is that one. I'm using all the cord for. If I haven't said that for the other ones, then I am. Okay, let's just have a little bit of drink. Okay, and my last whip is, of course, my supersized max colour stitching shelf. Artwork by Aimee Stewart and charted by Haid. So this is the finished pattern here. The project that I work on every day. Okay, and I'm going to put, I didn't do it for winter montage, maybe I will have done it, but I didn't say, basically. I'll put a picture on the screen here of where it was the last time that you saw it. And right now I am at 6.99%. So tomorrow when I stitch on this, because I have already stitched on this today, I will reach the 7% mark, which is just so fabulous. My aim for the end of the year for this was to get 5 to 6% more, and at the beginning of the year I was at 2.32%. So I will definitely get the 5% more because I'll get the 3.2% like in July at some point. And then I should be able to get at least another 1% done. So I definitely reach my goal on that. So this is where we're at with this one. So I'm working on this page here, and I'm just bringing down the books slowly but surely. I'll just push that out of the way a little bit. So yeah, that's where we're at. And if I just put this behind it, yeah. I love all the greenery that's falling down these books. It looks super good. Lots of very similar colours, apart from the green obviously, in these particular books, but yeah. And then once I finish this page, I will go down and I will do the 2 pages underneath here. I saw a lady on Instagram who was stitching this, and she's doing it seasonally. And I was having a chat with her on Facebook about why she'd done that and sort of how it was going and things. And she was sort of saying, oh, I got bored of the top shelf, so I sort of came down. And I thought it was a really good idea. I'm kind of happy with the way this is going at the moment already. But if I get bored, then I could do that. I could just come down the side and work on the shelf underneath. As it is summer now, you know, I could do that. But, you know, I probably won't. So, yeah, let's put that back in there. Okay. I had a few, just to kind of do a bit of a shop update, I had a few new patterns go up on the shop on Friday. They were supposed to go up the week before, but Etsy has been having some problems with listing things. So I couldn't list things the week before, it wouldn't let me. So I had like 3 patterns in draft, and then it wouldn't let me list the other 3. Yeah, so, and then I figured a workaround for it this week. Anyway, so they went up this week. So I put up on the shop Little Pooh. So these are by Morgana Fantasy AI, and they're part of the Little Ones series. So Little Pooh, Little Wizard, and Little Wednesday. So they are super fun patterns, and I know lots of you on Instagram have already been really excited about them, and I've got some good feedback. So yeah, lots more coming up on the shop. So Yeah, I think that's it for a shop update, and I don't actually have much haul today. There's one thing that I bought last night that I haven't printed yet, so I'll just show you that to you next time. I've got 3 patterns to show you and something else. So the first thing is that Country Cottage Needleworks announced that they were doing a new series called the Beach Boardwalk series, and they looked super fun. And Peakside Needlecraft put a post on Facebook saying that they would do a pre-order for them, so I basically signed up to the pre-order. So this first one is the ice cream shop, and this came a few days ago, I think. Really, really fun. I like the colour of linen that they've chosen. I think, can't remember what it's called. Sapphire or something like that. Can't remember. Anyway, it's a nice colour. And the colour palette is lovely. So I think there are going to be 6 in the series, but I'm not 100% sure about that. So then Pigeon Coop, who are a Canadian cross-stitch design company on Etsy, were having a bit of a sale. Or were they on Etsy? They've got their own website. They're having a bit of a sale on their website. So I picked up this one, which is called Winding River. She's got some really lovely nature-inspired patterns. There are lots of Canadian-inspired ones on there as well. But this one I really, really liked. And of course you can finish it like that in a hoop, and that would be perfect. So I got that one. And then the other one I got, I was watching Jen from the Caffeinated Crafter. She did a 3-part whip parade, and she pulled these samplers out. She's got all 4 of them on the go, and I have seen them before. I've seen her pull them out before. Have I seen anybody else stitching them? I can't remember. Anyway, I thought I'm just going to buy one of them. So this is the Summer Sampler by Sandy Orton, and you can buy this on Cooler Design Studio. And I think that is a full coverage. It looks like a full coverage to me. I think it is. There's lots of back stitching here and things, but I really like these. So I decided to get that, and I do have a piece of 28 count fabric on the way for that. So I might start it soon, I don't know. And then the last thing that I bought was a bag from a lady whose Instagram is Sobe Bags, I think. If I'm wrong about that, I will put it on the screen here. So Sue, one of the lovely ladies who we follow each other on Instagram and talk on Instagram quite a lot. She showed that she had bought a bag from her before, and I thought it was really lovely, and I was sort of asking about it, and so I followed this lady. And I don't know whether she makes bags like once a month or something like that, but she put up some posts with new bags that she had, and I bought one. So this is the bag. I really liked the fabric with all of the birds on this one. So yeah, it's a lovely colour. So, and then you get this lovely sort of lacy detail here, little button on the puller, white zip. And then the inside is this sort of like vegetable material. So yeah, it looks really well made to me. I will enjoy putting one of my projects in there. Not sure which one. We will see. But go check out her Instagram if you're in the UK especially. And you're looking for project bags. It's nice to find new sellers. So yeah. Put that there. Okay, and then the other thing that I'm going to do in this video is talk about Christmas in July. So I decided I wanted to just concentrate, well, not exclusively, but mainly exclusively, concentrate on cross-stitch whips and patterns during the month of July. I have a few whips. and I have some other stuff that I've kitted up and things. So I thought it would be fun in this video to do sort of like a Christmas stash dive. So that's exactly what you're going to do. I'm going to show you whips that I've got on the go. I'm going to show you kits that I've got, things that I've kitted up, and then some patterns that I have, and sort of talk about some plans that I have and what I might stitch on and that kind of thing. So let's give it a go. Oh. I have like a big pile down here. So the first thing that I'm going to show you, this is in a bag that I bought off a D-stash on Facebook, but there is a maker on Etsy that sells these. This is my smallest Christmas whip. Just get the front page. Here we go. Oh, all folded up so it can fit in the bag basically. Here we go. These are called snowflake decorations, and they're by Creative Cross Stitch on Etsy. And I've already stitched this one, so I'll show you that one in a second, and I'm stitching this one at the moment. It just has, I think, 5 colours of DMC, and I'm stitching on an 18 count white opalescent fabric, just sort of some offcuts from another project basically. So this is the one that I finished. I finished this a while ago. What is that down there? Oh, it looks like where the pencils got it. Good job. Good job I'm not going to use that. Took the pencil out of the bag. That's a good idea. And then this is the one I'm stitching on at the moment. And I actually chose this. Well, I didn't. Bella chose this as the first Christmas whip that I'm going to work on. So I just have these sort of like branches of the snowflake to do. So I should really be able to get this finished today. So that'd be a nice finish to have in July. They're really lovely Christmas ornaments. And I will probably have one for our tree and then give one to Bella. So whip number 2 is one that you've seen quite recently actually. I think I worked on it in June. So this is my the only full coverage Christmas pattern I have on the go. Yeah. So this is Super Size Max Colour Santa's Workshop. It's artwork by Thomas Kincaid and it's charted by Haid. So I'm not going to tell you sort of like percentages or anything like that right now because I just do that in my normal update, but I'll just show you where I'm at. So this is one that I'll work on again in July. And this is where we're at with this one. I'm just working across, all the way across the first 10 by 10 block, and then I'll go all the way around the pattern. So that's where we're at. We've just reached this S cube up here. So we're getting out of the darkness, I think, somewhat anyway. Yeah, it'll be a while before I reach Father Christmas, let's just say that. So that's that one. Put that back in there. Ugh. Get my phone out of the way. I'm not going to apologise for zips or anything, so if I don't put stuff back then it will be chaos in here. Okay, then the third Christmas whip that I have, oh, there's the wind, is Christmas Birds, and this is by Owl Forest Embroidery. And this is it my oldest whip? It's not my oldest whip because I did a restart on it because I cut the fabric wrong basically. So it would have been my oldest whip, but I've since restarted it. And I'm stitching this on the called for fabric, which is a 32 count summer khaki linen from Zweigart, using all of the called for colours. And when I restarted it, I put the pattern into Pattern Keeper. So I think I'm at about 20% done on this. So that's where we're at so far. and just worked my way across the top of the pattern. So this is the top left hand corner. I worked all the way across just to make sure I had enough room, and I definitely do. And then obviously I'm going to start working down now. So that is that one. Do another section of that in July, that would be good. Okay, and then my last Christmas whip is one that I started last month, and it is my Stony Creek Christmas Village Afghan, and I'm stitching this on 25 count even weave. It's just white even weave, and I'm doing 2 over 2, and I'm hoping to get, there are 30 blocks, and I'm hoping to get a block done a month. So I spend July doing another block basically. I have the first block done apart from the DMC floss that I am missing, and I realised that in my last video I sort of mentioned, oh, I'll talk later about when I'm going to get the rest, and I never did. And it's because yeah, I've basically forgotten that last video. A place came up for the retreat, the Essex Needles retreat in September. I'd been on the waiting list because I had to drop out of the No-Bam retreat in June, because I knew my mum wasn't going to be very well and I wanted to be available basically for her. And I put myself down on the waiting list for the September retreat, and then a place became available. So I snatched it up. So I'm going in September. So I'm super excited about that. I really enjoyed going in March, and I think, you know, there are going to be lots of people who went in March that will also be going in September. But there is a lady who's coming from America in September, which is super exciting. And she offered to, if you wanted to send her sort of a list of DMC, and she would buy the DMC for you, obviously at a cheaper price, because in America it is cheaper, and she would she'd chip it over. But well, she's not going to chip it over, she'd bring it over with her. So I ordered floss for the rest of this. I got her to get me the floss for Winter White Santa, which I'm starting in December with Lauren from Cross Stitch Bunny, and the DMC for Nightingale, another Mirabilia pattern. So yeah, I'm super excited to get that. So anyway, yeah, the first block is stitched up and as much as I can without the missing colours basically. So yeah, this is where we're at with this one. So it's just sort of like the middle of the flower. And yeah, I think like some different reds in these berries, and then it needs back stitch, and I'm definitely going to be back stitching it as I go. So I'm also missing a few Cryonics, but we haven't got to the Cryonic section yet, so I'm not particularly bothered about that. I'll get those later. So yeah, I will be doing another block on that in July. So those are all of the Christmas whips that I have. Then I thought I would show you some kits that I have. Okay, so I have 3 kits here, but I could possibly start in July, but are part of my Christmas stash. And the first one is a sort of little dimensions kit called Christmas Penguin, and I found this for really cheap on eBay. And Jen from the Caffeinated Crafter again is stitching this one. So it comes with everything that you need. So you get the blue 14 count Ada, pre-sorted threads, and the pattern in there. And it looks like all of this background up here isn't stitched. These are just French knots. And then some of the snow and things down here looks like it's half stitch. So it's not a particularly big pattern. So it says it's 7 by 5 inches. But I don't know if that's the pattern or the piece of fabric. Can't remember. I don't know. Anyway, there's that. This one I bought very recently. It's the Dimensions Train ornament, and it comes with the 14 count plastic canvas that you need to stitch it on and all of the threads. And I wanted to try out one of these ornaments and see if I could get it finished for the tree. This is 4.75 by 2.5 inches, so super tiny. There's still quite a lot of stitching in things like this. So yeah, let's just have a little drink. And the last kit that I have, I've had to put in another bag because it all kind of came out, is I got this for Christmas from my sister last year, Christmas Village Ornaments by Dimensions. And I have all of the materials in here, so you can see pre-sorted threads, 18 count ivory Ada, and then it comes with some felt and things like that so that you can actually make the ornaments. And then yeah, this sort of like cording that goes around the outside of them, you can see that there's some gold thread in there for that. So Laurie from Once Upon a Stitch is going to start stitching one of these in July. So I asked if I could join along. I just don't know which one. So you've got Kringle's Toy Store, Rudolph's Tree Farm, you've got like a house with a couple of kids sledding, you've got a church, Noel's Bakery, and another house with Santa on the roof. So let me know, what do you think? Which one? I am going to be starting one of these in July. Which one do you think I should start with? They're cute little ornaments, but they are full coverage, so they are not going to be quick stitches. But it'll be interesting to see how it goes. Okay, so they're the kits. Oh. And then I have some things that I've kitted up. So fully kitted up, I've just got one fully kitted up, I think. Yeah. And I'll probably start this in July as well. This is Vixen by Maria Diaz. And you can buy this on her website. And she has all of the reindeer in this particular style. So I just picked a random first one. It looks like a she, because she looks very pretty. But yeah, I really liked that one. And it doesn't look like an awful lot of stitching. So, okay. Yeah, and I kitted this one up with a piece of what looks like 14 count white Ada from my stash. And then I bought, these are AMO threads, and I am going to do a video where I compare DMC to AMO soon. I just wanted to leave a little bit of time because I did the raw embroidery one in June, so I'm going to leave it a couple of months and then I'll do the AMO one. But I kitted this one up with AMO, which is another brand of thread that you can buy from AliExpress. Yeah, so I won't talk much about it here, but I have all of the threads for Vixen. So I think I should really start that because I've got everything that I need. The other kitted up projects that I've just got fabric. They haven't got floss with them. And I sort of have been thinking lately that I should really kit more of my projects up with floss for a couple of different reasons. Number one, my master set of DMC I'm using for my full coverages, and if I use it for other projects as well, I have to renew stuff a lot quicker, if that makes sense, and obviously DMC is expensive. So there's that, but also it kind of slows me down in terms of how many fully kitted projects I have. So I sort of separated out the projects that I've kitted myself that are fully kitted, DMC and all, thread and all, and then the ones that have just got fabric in. And then I think I will just work on kitting those up surely, and that will slow me down a little bit, basically. Anyway, so this is a pattern that I should really start soon because it's probably the oldest pattern that I have. I bought it when I first started getting back into cross stitch. So this is Silver Creek Samplers, My Christmas List, I think it's called. Yeah, My Christmas List. It's super lovely. I can't remember who I saw stitching it, but and this is a piece of 32 count light taupe Lugana from Zweigart. So the light's really weird in here at the moment. So yeah. So there's that one. That's a potential. I have a pattern that I won from Laurie at Once Upon a Stitch. This is Jolly Claus and Merry Mrs. Claus from Stitching with the Housewives. Really cute little Christmas ornaments. And it does call for fancy floss, but I'm not going to use fancy floss. And I just bought a piece of 28 count black even weave to stitch that on. I think it's even weave. Or maybe it's linen. Yeah, maybe it's linen because Wool Warehouse don't do 28 count even weave in packets like this. They only do it by the metre. So it's probably linen. So there's that. I have floss coming for this one. This is a free pattern. So maybe I won't show you the whole thing. This is Berries in Bloom by Hands On Design. You can grab a free copy of this on her website, I think. I will link it down below. So I did order some floss for this, and this is a piece of 16 count light blue Ada that I got from eBay. I thought I would stitch that on. So that's a potential. This next one is Winter White Santa, and I won't be starting this in July because this is the one that I mentioned earlier that I'm going to be starting with Lauren from Cross Stitch Bunny. We're going to be stitching it together in December. So this is Winter White Santa by Mirabilia. Really lovely. I got this from Arts and Designs, and it comes with the charm, the exclusive crystal charm. And then I've just been kitting up the rest of it. So I put in here a piece of 32 count like grey even weave from Coffee Craft Fabrics. That was a fabric of the month a while ago. I figured that would look nice on that. And then I've been buying different things. So I've got the embellishment pack. Bought that from Arts and Designs. And then I've got one Krynic so far, and the Karen water lilies that you need. So this is Umbria. That's super lovely. So I think I need, let's just have a look, 3 other Krynics, some Whisper threads, and the DMC. So the DMC is coming in September. So I just need to buy the Whisper and the Krynics. And that will be a kit. So that's something else that I have as part of my Christmas stash. Can I close it? Yeah. Okay. Oh, this is another really old pattern that I have. I bought this at the Knitting and Stitching show. It's got to be over 5 years ago now. It's from Tom and Lily Creations. They have a Etsy shop, but they mostly sell fabric and threads on their Etsy shop. I don't actually know if they're selling patterns at the moment, but anyway, this is Gingerbread Men Trio. And it has this Atelier floss on the back as like the cord for. You can see that the gingerbread men are variegated, but I'm just going to be using DMC. And again, I've bought the DMC for this. And I have a piece of 32 count like cream. Is that linen? Yeah, it looks Belfast linen, yeah. To do that on. Another free pattern. I only have sort of like the cover thing. This is Brooks Books Advent Animals. I don't have any of the actual animals printed, but you can see a couple of them here. This is the kitty and the polar bear. So there are 24 of these that you can stitch. And I bought a piece of 32 count even weave in like a light blue colour to stitch these on. Thought they look super cute on that. Yeah, I don't have the DMC for these. There's quite a big list of DMC that you need, so we'll see with that one. Yeah, so those are the things that I've kitted up. And then the last thing I'm going to show you are some patterns that I have. So I'll just have a few of those. So a full coverage that I have is Christmas Shops by the Cross Stitch Studio. I think this is the only Cross Stitch Studio pattern that I own, and I really liked the Victorian feel of this one. It's not your traditional Christmas pattern. It is a whopper. It's not quite supersize, but it's basically supersize. Yeah. So I have that one that I could kit up. I've got Ornament the Enchanted Christmas, artwork by Donna Gelsinger from Heaven and Earth Designs. This is a very popular one on Flosstube. So yeah, that's really lovely. I think you can buy this in a stocking as well, and then of course in the regular picture. This is a terrible blurry photo, but this is Christmas Bauble House 2 by Toma Reznichenko, and you can buy this pattern from mybobbin.com. This is a really small ornament, so I have that. This one I would like to kit up soon. This is Christmas Village, artwork by Nikki Bomi. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly, and it's by a pattern by Artisy. And it's this long, thin pattern. So it's 500 by 182. And I love that. I really want to buy a piece of fabric for this. I might have to do that. I have because I'm missing the cover photo because I bought this second hand, but this is the Noel pattern. It's called Celtic Christmas by Lavender and Lace. Don't like the fabric this is on at all. I think it could do with some green in it too, although it's not a particularly great picture. But yeah, I have that. And then a couple of recent purchases. I have Royal Holiday by Mirabilia. So this is the Christmas Queen. Lynn, the Lancashire Stitcher, is stitching this one. And it looks fabulous. Yeah. Really love that. And then lastly, we have a Portrait of Santa. This is by Donna, Vermillion, Giampa. And it's a leisure arts leaflet. Pretty old school. But he's amazing. Look at that greenery. Love his beard too. That's a lot of white stitching, but yeah. Well, it's not just white actually, it's lots of different colours. But yeah, you'd have to be careful about what colour fabric to do that on. Not really sure what I would pick. I mean, you could do it on black. Don't know. Let me know what you think. What colour fabric would you do that on? There we go. Let's have another drink. So that is everything that I have to show you today. Life-wise, we've just been doing... Sorry, I thought someone was opening the door then. We've just been doing what we normally do. Don't really have a lot to report life-wise. Makes me sound really boring, but it's what it is. I feel like I'm kind of off-centre a little bit, and I'm also, my voice is kind of going. It's weird. I've got another video to film, so it really can't go. Yeah. Mum is doing a lot better. So it's been nearly 4 weeks since she had her operation, and she finally feels like she's turning a corner in terms of her recovery. So things have got easier. She's pain-wise, she's able to move around a little bit more. She's able to be a little bit more independent. So that is just so lovely to see. And actually, she texted me this morning and said, can we come round for an hour this afternoon? So the fact that she actually wants to come out of the house and come round for an hour is amazing. So good. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing her today, and it'll be the first time that she's seen Bella since she's had her operation as well, so that'd be really lovely. So yeah, that's basically it. I am going to go because I have my whip parade to film, so I've got to clean all of this up, reset, and then film my whip parade. So yeah, so I will say thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed what you saw. If you have any questions or any comments for me, please leave them down below, and I will see you in a couple of weeks' time with a normal update. You can see how I've been getting on with my Christmas in July stuff, and you know, if there's anything that you'd particularly like me to start or kit up or whatever, let me know. Please leave that in the comments down below, and I will try my best to do that. Happy stitching, everybody, and I will see you soon. Bye.